My dear sisters and brothers, when Paul was converted by the Lord himself, by that encounter he had at Damascus, he became a different person, now no longer going by his own intelligence and the law, but by going beyond it. The Spirit of the Lord was guiding him to see and interpret it according to the mind and heart of God. So there was a lot that he had to do in the first beginning church. Timothy, his mother was a Jewess, father was not. And so there was a little bit of a problem for the Jews to accept him. Is he a Jew? They thought that you have to be a Jew, which means you have to be circumcised and then you become a Christian. And since he was not, then they were doubting. So Paul tried to, sort that situation by giving him a circumcision, and that's how the Jews began to accept him, because he was very important for the church. Why? He was a man who lived by the Spirit of God, by the Spirit of Jesus, and was doing things in an extraordinary way that later on Paul consecrated him bishop, and he was able to do a lot of work. Titus was also one of the 70 disciples whom the Lord sent out. So he also, both of them, were very important for the early church, and they consolidated a lot of things for the church in the early times. But now, what is important is that it is not we, it is God who in us is at work. Just as we saw the 70 being sent out, the Lord himself goes with us. He goes with us because he is in us, and therefore whatever we say and do, that is what bears witness to his presence within us, or we are not with him. How can we call ourselves Christians if everything in us does not flow from that communion with him? And so during this Mass, my dear sisters and brothers, we will ask for this grace. Yes, we are Christians, we are in him, but help us, Lord, to flow our thoughts, words and deeds through our communion with you. And we shall do that. But for this, in order to happen automatically, just as all of us are specialized in our own fields, we have to practice it. Once you practice it, then it becomes automatic. Then you understand this whole area. In that same way, we also have to practice. Just as Jesus spent the last part of his night with his Father and early morning hours with the Father, I only suggest 5 minutes. If you just take 5 minutes and 5 minutes, 10 minutes of your day, and just insert yourself in this awareness of Jesus in you and you in him, as he himself has told us, abide in me as I abide in you, at every breath, I guarantee that the whole night will become a prayer. At night, the Lord will take over and he will unformat us, because evil, sin, formats us in a particular way and controls us from within. Now, the Lord will unformat us and make us conform to him, so that when we wake up in the morning, we wake up in the Lord and we remain united to him, so that we are put in closure to the prayer. And then this will help us through the day, to be ever in him. As we walk, as we talk, as we listen, as we work, you will see how much peace and joy it will bring to our life. Let us practice it for a while. Hold our hands, keep them in our lap, close our eyes. And at every breath, the Lord himself is filling us from our toes right up to our head, and give him everything. Whatever evil is there in our body, mind and spirit, surrender it to him. Also the good things, so that he may use all of it to bring glory to the Father. And then fulfillment to ourselves in Him, through Him and with Him. And having done this, let us continue to do it at night and in the morning, so that we are totally inebriated. That means we are drunk with Jesus. We are filled with Him, and in everything He exudes in us.